All right, everyone. Thank you so much for being here on this fantastic Flex Friday. My name's CJ Curry. This is the CJ Curry Show. It's presented by my friends over at PrizePicks. Guys, PrizePicks make it daily fantasy sports easy. You pick up to 6 of your favorite superstars from your favorite sports. You decide whether or not they're going to go for more or less on their given projection. And you can win up to 25 times your money, like my man Travis Knott did last night. Shout out to Travis. Travis says he took some of my plays from yesterday, and then he combined them with some of his own plays. That's a smart man right there. And he ended up turning it into a 25x payout. He says I'm the GOAT, but listen, humbly speaking, I'm just a man here to try and help you with your player picks each and every day right here on PrizePicks. If you're not using PrizePicks yet, get signed up with PrizePicks. First-time depositors still get a 100% instant deposit match when they use code CURRY. So every dollar you put in it, up to $100, they're going to match it buck for buck, dollar for dollar, greenback for greenback, dinero for dinero. Make it your first entry on PrizePicks completely risk-free. I've left a link down in the description of today's video. All right, use code CURRY, make that first deposit if you're not already playing on PrizePicks. Shout out to PrizePicks for once again blessing us with a Flex Friday $20 protected play. I love these promotions because essentially speaking, you could just risk $20 on a 6-pick flex. If you go 6 for 6, it's $500. If you go 3 for 6, you get your $20 back the very next day. It's a pretty sweet promotion. So, me personally, I have not placed my first flex entry of the day just yet. I'm going to do that with you folks. You and me are going to build out hopefully a 6-pick flex play for $20 for a chance to win up to $500. How's that sound? You guys with me on that? Hit the like button if you like the sound of that. If you like that idea, let me know by hitting that like button. Appreciate you supporting your boy. We're on our way to 10,000 subscribers. We passed 9,700 last night. Less than 300 to go, my friends. And of course, my goal is to get there before the end of the NBA season. So we're almost there. If you're watching and you haven't subscribed yet, hit the subscribe button now. Drop a like for me. Continue to support the content. And I'll keep showing up for you guys each and every day. Okay? Okay. All right, let's talk about some NBA here. We got a couple of games tonight, the New York Knicks and Miami Heat. 7:30 p.m. tip-off between these two teams. 207.5 is the total with a 6-point spread. As far as injuries go, it looks like Emmanuel Quickley will miss his 3rd straight game in a row. Emmanuel Quickley been dealing with some injuries, folks. And in his absence, you've seen Quentin Grimes play a boatload of minutes. But I also saw Quentin Grimes bang his knee up, bang his leg up a little bit toward the end of that last game. So I don't know if Quentin Grimes is going to be 100% tonight. But he's been seeing a lot of minutes. We saw Josh Hart get into a lot of foul trouble, but Josh Hart's minutes should also be up. And then, of course, the Knicks are going to lean heavily on their big three, Jalen Brunson, Julius Randle, and RJ Barrett. So Emmanuel Quickley is probably not going to play tonight. For the Miami Heat, Jimmy Butler, Caleb Martin look like they're good to go. Obviously, Tyler Herro's still out. But it's going to be the same sort of matchups we've seen over the last 3 games. No Emmanuel Quickley for the Knicks. You kind of know what to expect now. Josh Hart's got to stay out of foul trouble. I don't touch Josh Hart for props. I leave him alone. He ain't going to be in any of my entries today unless it's maybe an under. All right, then we move to the 10 o'clock game. The Golden State Warriors versus the Los Angeles Lakers. This one's got a higher total at 220 even. 3-point spread favoring the LA Lakers. You got Andrew Wiggins listed as a game-time decision. That's a pretty recent injury addition. Let's take a look real quick and see what's going on for Andrew Wiggins. Wiggins is dealing with left coastal cartilage fracture. Whatever that means. Left coastal cartilage fracture. He's questionable for Game 6 versus the Lakers on Friday, according to The Athletic. The injury is to Wiggins' rib cage, and the questionable tag suggests there's at least a chance of him sitting out. Wiggins has been playing a ton of minutes in this series, so a potential absence would be a huge blow for the Warriors. If he's unable to play, the Warriors would have a variety of players who could step up, such as Jordan Poole. Yeah, you think Jordan Poole's going to step up? When's the last time Jordan Poole stepped up, other than the other day when we took the over on his 2.5 assists? Shout out to everybody who took the over on Jordan Poole's 2.5 assists from that show. But they've also got Dante DiVincenzo and Moses Moody, who could step into some more minutes if Andrew Wiggins ends up sitting tonight. So keep an eye on Andrew Wiggins and that piece of injury news. Outside of that, they do say that Anthony Davis is going to play today. We saw Anthony Davis get a little, I don't know, maybe it was a concussion, maybe it wasn't. Maybe they were just playing it safe. I don't know what was going on with Anthony Davis, but it's kind of weird. It actually says he's probable for Friday, but he's dealing with a foot injury, so it has nothing to do with the shot that he took to the face or to the head. I don't know what's going on with AD. AD for me stands for always damaged, because the guy seems to always be carrying some sort of injury designation. Am I right? Hit the like button if you agree. Anthony Davis always getting hurt. He's sharp and soft, my friends. Sharp and soft. Anyway, that's what you have to look forward to. 2 games tonight. Appreciate everybody who is showing up. Got 146 people watching, 53 likes. Let's try to get more of you 146 to hit that like button for me, my friends. All right. So again, the goal of today, build ourselves a 6-pick flex entry. Let's take advantage of this Flex Friday protected play. I'm going to put up to $20. I'm going to put the full $20 on here to try and win $500. And if it ends up working out for us, well, then we get to keep all the money. But if it doesn't, they're going to give us our $20 back. Love that. So let's try to do that. You know what we've been doing, guys? We've been looking at the Daily Grind Fantasy Optimizer. Those of you who have watched before, we're looking for plus EV plays. We want the odds. We want the math behind the odds to be in our favor. So that's why we play nothing but plus EV plays. But we take it a step further here. We don't just play plus EV plays. We also take a look at some of the most reliable and trusted projection models on the market, right? We also look at those projection models to see if they agree or disagree with the Daily Grind Fantasy Optimizer. Do they align with? I want picks that align with the way that the optimizers tell us to go on these plays. So we're going to run through the first page of the board. After I do that, I'm going to kick it over to you guys, and I'm going to see if you all have any questions, have any picks that you're thinking about taking, and I'll be here to assist and help you with any of your player prop questions in just a moment. All right, so let's buzz through the first page of the Daily Grind Fantasy Optimizer. And if you're not using this tool yet and you want to get in on the best value picks, the best value plays before they are bumped up, bumped down, or completely removed from the PrizePicks board, you need to sign up for this tool. And when you do, you're going to save $5 when you use code Curry. Drop down to the description of today's video. I left a link down at the very bottom. Click that link, use code Curry at checkout. You'll save yourself a few dollars, and you'll get your hands and full access to what I consider the best and most important PrizePicks tool on the market. All right, so we're going to avoid this one here. This first pick, Steph Curry under 5 3-point makes. I'm going to leave that one alone. It could tie, it could push. They're suggesting we take the under here, giving it a 54.6% chance. If you want to take the under on Steph Curry at 5 3-point makes, have at it. But for me, if I'm going to go for 25 times my money on a risk-free 6-pick flex play, I don't want any picks in there that could potentially tie or push. I don't want my 6-pick to turn into a 5-pick. I don't want my 25x to go to a 10x. Does that make sense? I think it makes perfect sense. So I'm going to stay away from picks like that. But we got another Steph Curry play that's bubbling up to the top of the board here on the Daily Grind Fantasy Optimizer, and it's Steph Curry. Points and rebounds, 37.5, 53.7% chance that Steph Curry's going to go over 37.5 points and rebounds tonight. So we're looking for 38 or more when we go check these different projection models. So let's go check the first one, which is going to be Action Labs. Now, you guys got to pay for this. Those of you who want access to this, you got to pay. But because you know me and you are friends, you know, you get a little sneak peek here before you got to go pay. So here we go. Steph Curry's first projection's 37.5. Again, just to remind you, the line is 37.5. So this one's right on the button, right on the nose. 37.5 is the line. 37.5 is also the projection here. Second projection on Curry's got him at 38.1. Points and rebounds. So that's a little bit higher than 37.5. Let's go check a third projection here for Steph Curry. So far, we got one nice little over. Let's whip out the calculator. No shame in my game. I want to make sure my math is accurate for you guys. 29.8 points plus another 6.4 boards brings him to 36.2. That's just not going to get there for me. So you got two projected unders on Steph Curry at 37.5 points and rebounds, despite the fact that the optimizer's telling us, hey, we should be taking the over here. I'm going to leave that one alone. You know me, I like to look for the plays where I've got some projections also sort of aligning with the optimizer. Here's another play to consider. Austin Reeves under 4 rebounds. Again, he's not going to be entering my 6-pick flex today because he's at exactly 4, and he could very well tie and probably will tie or push at exactly 4. How about Bam Adebayo over 17.5 points? I took his points and assists in the last game. He ended up barely limping over his points and assists, but he got it done. I think he finished with 20 on a line of 19.5. Here he is today at 17.5 points, 53.4% chance that Bam clears 17.5, scoring 18 or more. So when we go check these projections out, we want to see 18 or better on Bam Adebayo. And this first projection does not disappoint. It's got him at 20.6. We were hoping for 18. He's projected for over 20. I would say that this is a great first projection here on Bam Bam. That's looking good. Let's check a second projection out. Bam Adebayo's second projection's 20.1 points on a line of 17.5, my friends. Yes, again, a very sexy projection for Bam Adebayo tonight. Let's check a third and final projection. They've got him at 18.2. Again, the line is 17.5, so anything 18 or better will make us some cheddar. That's right. Oh, sugar. Tell me it ain't so. Oh, no, Lottie. He got bumped. When did that happen? You sneaky mother. Ooh, I could just, right now. Let me stop. There might be kids watching, but they did bump Bam Adebayo up. Listen, lines are changing all the time. Some of y'all leave comments like, hey, you told me to take the under on Kyle Lowry on the show today. Why did you take the under on him? You told me to take the over. Listen, things change, folks. We're looking at this board at 12:18 p.m. Eastern time. By the time 7 o'clock rolls around, a lot could change, okay? Same thing happened last night with Kentavious Caldwell-Pope. Yesterday's video, I said, hey, the 12.5 points and rebounds looks pretty sweet for the under. Guess what? He ended up getting bumped down to 11.5 points and rebounds and went way over that. Now, by the time he was bumped down to 11.5 points and rebounds, the optimal play was to take the over at 11.5. That's what I'm talking about. Stuff changes all the time, so you got to keep that in mind. Anyway, Bam Adebayo, rest in peace. You were almost in our entry. Maybe we'll find another way, a different pivot play for Bam Bam. How about Steph Curry for 44.5 points, rebounds, and assists? 44.5 points, rebounds, and assists. The over is looking like the way to go here. First projection, though, is a little shy. 44.1 on a line of 44.5. So that's not quite what we were hoping to see. Second projection on Steph Curry. 44.93 points, rebounds, and assists on a line of 44.5. That's a little better, but pretty tight number at 44.5, if I do say so myself. The third and final projection's got Curry at 29.8 points, 6.4 boards, and another 6.7 for the dimes, bringing him to a grand total of, we'll call it 43 points, rebounds, and assists. So, lines are looking, or I'm sorry, the projections are looking a little underweight here on Steph Curry today. I don't know. What do you guys think? Is Curry going to have a good game tonight? Is he going to step up? I mean, we're seeing an under on his 3-point makes. We're seeing some projections that say that the over on the points and rebounds is not a good play. We're seeing some projections saying that the over on the PRA is probably not the best play. Is Steph Curry going to do work tonight? Let's look at Kevin Love. Kevin Love at 1.5 3-point makes. 1.5 3-point makes, 53.2% chance that Kevin Love drains at least 2 threes. This is where Kevin Love camps out these days. Since joining the Miami Heat, since being in this rotation, if you've been watching these games, Kevin Love, he puts up a fairly good amount of three-point attempts per game. Does he always make them? Nah, not really. Doesn't always knock them down, but in this case, they're saying we should be taking the over here on Kevin Love at 1.5 3-point makes. First projections got him at 1.8. You're seeing some pretty good juice across these different sports books. DraftKings, FanDuel, BetMGM, PointsBet. Minus 130 or better odds here to go over on 1.5 3-point makes. Yes, the Heat are playing in Miami, so that could be all the difference in the world. Maybe having some familiarity with the Miami Heat home court will be a blessing for Kevin Love. Second projection we got on his 3-point makes, though, 1.82. So you got two projections favoring the over. Let's run it a third and final time here. We got two 3-point makes as a third projection on Number Fire. So all three sites here do agree that K-Love could potentially make two or more 3-point makes. So if you wanted to include him in your entry tonight, that wouldn't be a bad move. Now, Chris Monin is saying that Kevin Love shoots better in Miami. Let's go take a look at that using props.cash. Guys, if you're not using props.cash and you want access, you better use code Curry when you get signed up, okay? Because you're going to save 25% on your first month of props.cash. Again, link in the description below. But this site's fantastic at visualizing, showing you visuals on what a player has done or hasn't done in a lot of different statistical categories. It's the best player prop research tool out there. So if you're looking for something to research, like where you can really like roll up your sleeves, take a look at, you know, what the guys have been doing, their averages and so on and so forth. I mean, this is a great tool to do it. And they make it really simple, easy to use as well. So 3-point makes for Kevin Love, last 10 games. You kind of see what he's done here. 7 for 10, 70% hit rate. Okay. Now, let's take a look at what he's done just in playoff games. We've got a total of 12 playoff games. He's gone over this number in 7 out of 12 playoff games. Now, let's see what he's done home playoff games. 3 for 6. It's not a home run. It ain't a home run by any stretch of the imagination. 3 for 6 at home throughout the playoffs. 4 for 6 on the road throughout the playoffs. Now, against just the Knicks this season, this is going back to some of his games against the Knicks when he was still a Cavalier. 6 for 11, 55% hit rate for Kevin Love. Let's look at the last, 5 games versus the Knicks. There we go. He's 3 for 5 against New York overall, 60% hit rate. So, I mean, maybe he shoots a little bit better. I don't know. It's kind of a small sample size, to be honest with you. But yeah, throughout the playoffs, 7 for 12. He is going over 1.5 3-point makes more often than not, 58% hit rate. So I'm going to go ahead and take a shot on him. I'll put him in here on my 6-pick flex. He is projecting very nicely. He is a very plus EV option today at a 53.2% chance of going over. All right, here's another Steph Curry play, an over. 38.5 points and assists, 53.2% chance to hit. Let's go just take a look again. We're trying to find some way to play Steph Curry. I would prefer if the projections would kind of align with this play. 38.5 points and assists. You see this first projection has him at about 37. Second projection for Curry, points and assists, 36.89. So that's also less than 38.5. So, guys, I don't know, man. The projection models are just not liking Steph Curry today for anything that includes points, at least. All right, here's one. Anthony Davis at 13.5 rebounds, over a 53% chance that AD collects at least 14 boards tonight against the Golden State Warriors. Let's go check this one out. Anthony Davis expected to play tonight despite his early exit from the last game. Look at this first projection, folks. 15.3 rebounds on a line of 13.5. We were hoping for 14, but instead we got a projection of 15.3. So this first projection, very eye-opening. Let's check a second projection for Anthony Davis real quick. Second projection for his rebounds, 13.5 is the line. 15.93, are you kidding me? Almost 16 projected rebounds. That one's looking too sweet right now. And then the third and final projection for AD, we got him at 12.7 boards. So a little bit more conservative there, a little bit less than 13.5. But I like what I'm seeing on 2 out of the 3 models for Anthony Davis. He could enter the mix, the Cool Kids Club, alongside Kevin Love here, over 1.5 3-point makes. So we got 80 over 13.5, Kevin Love over 1.5 3-point makes. What are we thinking so far? I know some of you said that you're going to be leaving Kevin Love out. Patrick's saying he ain't touching it. Tyler's saying on Fliff, Love is a minus 140 to go over 1.5. There you go, man. Listen, he wouldn't be in my entry if the odds were not on our side or in our favor. If it wasn't a plus EV play, Kevin Love would not be making an appearance in this $20 protected play that we're working on here. So whether or not he hits or not, hey, I can't control that. All I can control is my actions here and making sure that I'm getting my money in good on these picks, that they are plus EV plays, that they are projected well. And I've done that with the first 2 picks thus far. Let's look at Steph Curry for less than or under 13.5 rebounds and assists. We might finally have a way to play Curry here under 13.5 RA, rebounds and assists. 53.1% chance that Curry goes under 14 rebounds and assists tonight. So let's go take a peek at this one real quick. First projections got him at 13.7. Again, the line is 13.5. So this one, just a smidge, just a touch over 13.5. Let's check a second projection out here for Curry. 13.5 is the line. 14.8 is the projection. Ooh, so we got 2 out of 2 that are going over 13.5. So the optimizer, again, kind of in the opposite direction of what the various projection models are saying here for Steph Curry. So I don't know what to do with Curry tonight. Maybe he's just a big old fat fade for me. The last projection has him at 13.1. So you got 2 projections that like the over on Curry at 13.5 rebounds and assists. But the optimizer says take the under. So I don't know. You make your mind up on that. I'm going to leave that one alone, though. How about Kyle Lowry, BBL? Got any big booty Lowry fans out there? Hit the like button if you're into BBLs. Kyle Lowry under 4.5 assists, 53% chance that he goes under. All right, under 4.5 dimes. Let's take a peek at some BBL. Not that kind, guys. Talking about Kyle Lowry here. Yes, sickos. 4.4 is the first projection for Kyle Lowry. 4.5 is the line. 4.4 is the projection. Second projection for Kyle Lowry, we got him at 4.5 assists, 4.2 on the projection. So that is also an under. We're 2 for 2 on the unders. Can we sweep with the third and final projection of under 4.5? We cannot. We cannot. I hate to break the news to you folks, but 5.6 assists is his projection on number fire. So you got the under on 4.5 on 2 different models. It's pretty close though to 4.5 on those unders. And then you got one big over here at 5.6. So what you gonna do? What you gonna do, brothers and sisters? You gonna take the over or under on Kyle Lowry? He'll be in there for right now as an honorable mention. All right, I'll put him in as an honorable mention because he did pass on 2 out of 3 models. 2 out of 3 models liked him to go under. So I'll take the under. The plus EV play is also to take the under. He'll be in there and unless we find a suitable substitution for Kyle Lowry. Maybe that happens. Let's keep working our way through the board, though. We got Draymond Green, 9.5 points. Draymond Green came out with crazy energy in that last game. I took the over. I think his PRA was sitting at something at like 22.5, I think his PRA was. He soared past that pretty quickly. I also took the over on his rebounds. Those were set at 7. I took the over on that, and he soared past that too. But today we're seeing his points at 9.5. We've got almost a 53% chance that he goes under or less than 10 points tonight. What do we think about that? Is it going to be another Dre day? Or is Draymond going to go under 9.5 tonight? We got him at 10. First projection has him going over, so that's not a good step in the right direction. Second projection on Draymond Green, 10.5, let's call it. So that's again an over on the line of 9.5. So although the odds are saying take the under on Draymond Green, we've got 2 out of 3 projections saying take the over. The last one here, Number Fire's got him at 8.1 points. So that's going to be a fade for me. I'm going to leave that one alone. Keep looking for something better. Here's another way to play Dre. 23.5 points, rebounds, and assists. He was at 22.5 in the last game. Like I said, went well over 22.5. Today he's at 23.5. So they went ahead and they bumped him up one from the last game to this game. 52.8% chance that he goes over 23.5 points, rebounds, and assists. Let's run these projections real quick. So maybe the PRA is looking like the better way. First projection, kind of like the other day, way higher than 23.5. We got a 27.2, in fact. I like what I'm seeing there. Second projection, 26.4 points, rebounds, and assists. Again, quite a bit higher than the 23.5. So far, I think I'm liking this pick. Let's bust out our calculator and add up the 8.1 points plus the 8.4 boards plus the 7.3 assists on Number Fire so that we can reach our grand total of 23.8 points, rebounds, and assists. Yeah, I think Draymond Green has just been promoted to the starting lineup here for me. I'll take the over on 23.5 PRA before I will touch the under on the points. I like that better. It's projecting better. Carson says, Dre's PRA looking like a lock. Well, we don't believe in locks. Only idiots would tell you that there's a such thing as a lock. I'm no idiot. I'm not going to tell you it's a lock. But what I'm going to tell you is that mathematically speaking, the odds are definitely on your side. And you've got 3 very good projection models here that said the same, that he's going to go for 24 or more points, rebounds, and assists. So there you go. Chris, yeah, you could probably also look at taking Draymond's fantasy score. It's usually a pretty good sign whenever a guy's projecting well for the points, rebounds, and assists, that he's also probably going to project pretty well for the fantasy score. Especially when you're talking about a guy like Draymond Green, who has the ability to get some steals, to maybe record a block or two once in a while, right? He's not a big-time shot blocker, but yeah, I would probably venture to say that the fantasy score is looking good. But be careful with the fantasy score because Draymond Green is also known for turning the ball over at times. And those, you get -1 for every turnover when it comes to fantasy score. So you just have to kind of weigh out, are the assists, the blocks and steals, are they going to kind of outweigh the potential turnovers that Draymond Green might have tonight? That's kind of what it boils down to. Roswell has a good question here. He says, do you know if anyone, does anyone know, I should start, anyone know if we can use the free Embiid square with the Flex Friday entry? I doubt it. But yes, in case you're just getting here, Joel Embiid free square is up on PrizePicks. He is at 0.5 points. 0.5 points. So all he has to do is walk out there, put the ball in the bucket once, and obviously this pick wins. Yeah, I would imagine that PrizePicks has probably patched that. In other words, you can't put Joel Embiid in your first flex entry. Yeah, that would be too sweet. That would basically make a 6 pick into a 5 pick. They ain't doing that for us. But you can make a separate entry with Joel Embiid. So maybe you put in your first risk-free flex play of the day. Maybe you include Kevin Love for more than 1.5 3-point makes. Maybe you include AD for more than 13.5 rebounds. Maybe you put Mr. BBL in there for under 4.5 assists. Maybe you put Draymond Green in there for over 23.5 PRA. That's what I've got so far for those of y'all who are just getting here. We got over 260 people watching. We're almost there, guys. We've almost cleared 100 likes. I appreciate you guys. Thank you so much for your help and continued support. Truly, I appreciate it. Let's continue to work through the first page of the Daily Grind Fantasy Optimizer. We got Jimmy Butler down here. He's sitting pretty at 6.5 dimes. On 6.5 assists, we got almost a 53% chance for Jimmy Butler to go over 6.5 assists. He's essentially the point guard these days. He's doing the primary ball handling in that starting lineup, right? They got Gabe Vincent in there, but he's more of a shooter, right? He ain't really doing any ball handling. Tyler Herro's not there anymore. Oladipo's not there anymore. So a lot of the point guard duties have fallen upon this guy, Jimmy Butler. So 6.5 assists ain't all that crazy. It kind of seems high at first, I'll be honest with you, but 52.8% chance says that he's going to get 7 or better tonight. So let's go take a look at Jimmy Buckets. Jimmy Butler. Let's check some projections out. First projection says 6.1 dimes on a line of 6.5. So that's not what we were looking for. We were hoping for 7.1. In this case, this is an under for the first projection. Second projection for Jimmy Butler, we've got him at 6.09. That's less than 6.5. So 2 out of 2 projections say take the under on Jimmy Butler's assists at 6.5. The third and final projection is going to be a number fire projection, 6.6 dimes on a line of 6.5. It's just looking too sus for me today. I'm going to leave Jimmy Butler's assists alone at 6.5. I think we could do better, gang. We could probably do better. Speaking of doing better, oh, it's at 7? Bet, man, maybe we take the under then at 7. Because I wasn't feeling it at 6.5. But if he's at 7, let me look at this real quick. Who's driving these Jimmy Butler lines up? Yeah, now look at Jimmy Butler's assists at 7. Now the optimal way to play it is the under at 53.5% chance. There you go. That's what happens sometimes. Sometimes stuff gets bumped up and it works out in your favor. In this case, I would probably take the under on Jimmy Butler. Again, I'm not going to throw him in here in my 6-pick protected play because I don't want him to land on exactly 7 assists and ruin my chances of getting 25x. It'll go down to a 10x. So, all right. Anyway, let's turn it over to the live chat. All 261 of you who are watching today. Let's chat it up. Let's see what you guys are liking. Obviously, I'm going to take care of those who have left super chats first and foremost. Because, hey, they're reaching into their pockets. They're reaching into their wallets. All right? And they're supporting. So, of course, I got to take care of these folks first and answer their questions first and foremost. Starting with Dwayne Hooper. Dwayne says, praise Curry the GOAT. He hit for $250 last night. Wow, nice day. Any day where you could wake up and make $250, whether you're working for it, gambling for it, hey, it's a good day. 250 bucks in a day, baby. I don't think anybody's turning that down. So congratulations to Dwayne Hooper. He says, if you listen to the man, you just might make some moolah. Yeah, congratulations to you, Dwayne. Appreciate that. And if I'm not mistaken, Dwayne, you're one of our Patreon members, right? Patreon members? Let me know. I think you just joined the Patreon, and so I appreciate you nonetheless. Gotta love Flex Friday, though. I see a lot of you folks are flexing out there. I'm flexing back at you. I'm pumped. I'm pumped for Flex Friday. Strom coming through with a super chat. He said, wanted to say thanks for the picks every day. Bro, well, hey, you didn't even have a question. You're just being nice. I appreciate that kind gesture and those friendly words, man. Thank you for the support. Thanks for coming out and showing up, hitting the like button and doing all the things, man. I appreciate you just as much as you appreciate me. How about that? Appreciate it. Let's see here. We got a new subscriber coming through. Carson Cruz, thanks for subbing to the channel. Appreciate you. What else we got going on here? I'm just scrolling. Get my scroll on. Any other super chats come through? Oh, we got a couple of new super chats. All right, cool. We'll dig into these real quick. Everyday Fantasy says, how about Jimmy Butler for more than or over a block? There's some sleeper. Oh, is that on sleeper? Is that what you're saying? Jimmy Butler's up on sleeper for a block? Maybe they don't have that up on PrizePicks. Let's go peep. Oh no, they got him up here on PrizePicks. All right. So he likes Jimmy Butler to record at least one block. Well, if you looked at the last 3 games, Jimmy Butler has swatted New York Knicks players 2 times per game over the last 3 games. He's got 2, 2, and 2 over the last 3 games. So he is definitely rejectifying some of these Knicks. So let's take a look at this one real quick. Jimmy Butler for blocks. Again, the assist under 7, not a bad look if you want to take it. I'm not going to take it. Like I said, I don't want it to ruin what I got going here. His block shots are sitting at 0.5 here on PrizePicks. We got a 52.1% chance that Jimmy Butler's going to swat somebody's shot tonight. A 52.1% chance for a Jimmy Butler block. Let's go run these projections and see if Jimmy Butler's checking out today for this one block that he needs to get us. First projection, hey, it ain't bad, but it ain't good. It's 0.5. It's neutral. It's actually exactly what his line is. So that doesn't really tell us much or sway us in one direction or the next. Let's go check another one here. Jimmy Butler for a block. Block shots, he's at 0.49. Oh, that's ultra close to the line again at 0.5 blocks. Blocks can be one of those tricky things, man. They could be very boom or bust, hit or miss. This third and final projection here for Jimmy Butler's 0.5 once again. So we're right there at the 0.49 to 0.5 range on these blocks. I'm not convinced enough outside of the fact that, yeah, he's hitting the last 3 games with 2 blocks. Feels iffy to me, just based on the projections. It's obviously a plus EV play. Maybe these projections could be off on this. Like I said, blocks are very unpredictable. You could get 2 one game and 0 the next. You know what I'm saying? So, I mean, play it if you like it. I'm probably just going to leave this one alone. But the second play that you're liking is Duncan Robinson to record at least 1 assist. He says that Duncan Robinson has hit in a 100% in 2 games this series. Let's go see. He says, I believe, which means maybe there's a little bit of seeded doubt there. Let's go check Duncan Robinson out for some assists real quick. We got Duncan Robinson's assists. Oh, check that out, friends. I don't think we got Duncan Robinson up on PrizePicks, do we? For an assist? No. So this is a sleeper play. Gotcha. All right. Well, if you play on that site, I don't. But if you do, I mean, you got to feel pretty confident here that Duncan Robinson gets an assist, right? I mean, he's got a streak going here. 9 straight games with 1 assist. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Yeah, so doesn't help us here on PrizePicks, but if you do play somewhere else, I mean, he's right. Duncan Robinson has had an assist now for 9 out of 10 playoff games that he's appeared in, including 9 straight. That's one of those streak type of plays. You know what I'm saying? Eventually, what they say, what goes up must come down. Eventually, maybe it comes down. I hope it ain't tonight. Let's go check some projections real quick. I think I got a couple for you. Duncan Robinson's assists, 1.1 on Number Fire. So Number Fire's got him at 1.1. Let me see. Do I have anything for him here? Duncan Robinson projected for exactly 1. There you go. So you got 2 favorable projections for Duncan Robinson. Both of them are 1.0 or better. He needs just 1. Almost feels like, I wouldn't call it a free square, because, you know, as soon as we get to feeling like it's a free square, Duncan Robinson may not find that assist, but he's done a pretty darn good job here. So Everyday Fantasy, thank you for putting us on Duncan Robinson for more than 0.5 assists. Again, not on PrizePicks, but if you play somewhere else, then you could probably go grab it. Thank you for the super chat, brother. Let's see. Jarrell coming through. What's up, Jarrell? Haven't seen you in a minute. Jarrell says he likes Gary Payton II over 15.5 points, rebounds, and assists. He says that play's looking fire. Oh, okay. Let's go check out GP2. What do they call this guy? Mittens or something like that? His father was the glove. He's like, they call him Mittens. Am I making that up? My bad. No disrespect. GP2. Gary Payton II, 15.5 points, rebounds, and assists. Wow. Low key, this guy's had some nice games the last couple of games. Obviously, we've seen Jordan Poole take a step back. And if he's stepping back, somebody's stepping up, and it looks like it's Gary Payton II. 20 PRA over the last 2 games in each. And if Andrew Wiggins ends up sitting out too, then that could probably be even better for GP2. Like Magic Fanatic said, no Wiggins tonight either. Is that confirmed though? Because I thought he was just a game time decision. Has he been ruled out officially? As of right now, it looks like he's still a GTD. He's questionable. We'll see. We'll see about Andrew Wiggins. Not officially ruled out yet, so I wouldn't be banking on Andrew Wiggins to be out for sure. But this play looks pretty good. Let's run it through the optimizer real quick. Of course, I'm going to keep refreshing the optimizer. You got to do that. Get real familiar with the refresh button if you're using the Daily Grind Fantasy Optimizer, because all the lines are changing throughout the day. I don't know if he's on. Is he not on the optimizer? He's on the PrizePicks board. We know that. But I'm not seeing him on the optimizer. All right, let me see if I got a line for him here on Action Labs. Yeah, he's definitely on Action Labs. Wow. Surprising here. His first projection for his PRA is just 11.4 on the 15.5 line. So it's kind of a shocker to me. He's recorded 20 PRA in each of the last 2 games. Tonight, he's projected for just 11.4 PRA. If you guys want to take the wait and see approach, kind of like we did with Jamal Murray yesterday, if you want to wait and see what's going to happen with Andrew Wiggins, is he in or out? That wouldn't be the worst strategy in the world. You might want to wait and just see what's going on with Wiggins. But this first projection on Gary Payton, the second, 11.4, that's not good. That's not what you want to see. Let's run another projection here on RotoWire in this case. They've got Gary Payton for 9.1. Whew, is this a trap or something? I mean, gee whiz, why are these projection sites so darn low on Gary Payton tonight? I don't know. At 15.5, I don't want us to get caught up in the sauce from the last 2 games where he's put up 20 PRA, but I'm just telling you what these projection models that I know and trust are good are saying here. And they're saying under. 3 straight unders here on these projections. The best projection I can find for him is 14.1, Jarrell. Tread lightly. You might want to, I don't know, just take a little nibble of this. Yeah, I don't think you would want to power this. I don't think you would want to bet the house on this or anything. But when these projection models are so far under at 15.5 PRA, I'm a little concerned. So 14.1, 9.1, and 11.4. So anywhere from 9.1 to 14.1. But nonetheless, not even coming close to touching 16 points, rebounds, and assists, which is what he would need tonight. So, like I said, you may want to hold your horses on that one. It's looking a little scary based on the projections. Let's see here. We got my guy Travis coming through. He's asking about RJ Barrett. I've seen RJ Barrett's name pop up a number of different times for a number of different props. So let's go take a look at RJ Barrett here. Let's see which way we should be going on RJ Barrett. I've taken some unders on RJ Barrett, and they've worked out for me in the past. Tonight, though, Travis is saying he's wanting to take the over. Well, Travis, it looks like, my friend, you've got a slight chance. It's a slight edge or advantage for the over versus the under. 50.6. 50.6% chance that he goes over 28.5 PRA. So it's almost a coin flip, but a slightly better chance that he goes over than under. So let's run some projections on this. You're wanting to take the over. You got a little bit of a better chance of him going over than under. Let's see what the projection models are looking like here. 28.3 on a line of 28.5. Tight. That's a tight projection. Second projection for RJ Barrett, PRA, 24.38. Again, the line is 28.5. He's definitely stepped up, though, and it's kind of that third man, right, in the big three. Brunson leading the way, Randall, he could be kind of hit or miss, hot or cold. And then you got RJ Barrett as kind of that third spoke in the wheel for the Knicks. But this projection's not looking good either for 24.3. Let's run a third and final projection. So far, we got 2 unders on RJ Barrett. So the optimizer is saying take the over, and all these projections are saying take the under. For me, I'm just going to look for a better play. But we got 19.4 points plus another 5.9 boards and another 3.1 for the assist. Brings them out to 28.4. Again, that line is 28.5. So these are razor sharp projections on a couple of these sites. 28.3, 28.4. I'm going to just leave this one alone, man. I'm gonna leave this one alone, Travis. Soldier 4G, thank you so much for subscribing to the channel, man. Appreciate you. Like I said, we're on our way. We're marching toward 10,000 subs. Trying to get there by the end of the NBA season. So if you're watching for the first time, you haven't subscribed yet, guys, I do this on the daily. Whether it be a pre-recorded video or going live and chatting it up with you folks. I'm trying to put you guys on as many winning picks as possible. So if you're looking for more ways to play, different picks, different options, this is the channel for you, okay? All about PrizePicks. Good point, Ricky. He says all Flex Friday plays have to be in play today. So no, you cannot use Embiid's free square. I made that mistake last week. Very good point. That's some of that fine text that you don't really read about when it comes to Flex Friday. Yes, all of your picks have to be players in action today. Don't put anybody in there who plays tomorrow, or if you're an esports fan, they play at 3 o'clock in the morning or something like that, because that ain't going to count. That's tomorrow. Make sure that your guys are going to be in action today in your first protected play, your Flex Friday entry. All right. Terry says these projection models might be a little off today. You very well could be right, brother. You could be right. I'm just not sure. Not sure. Things were a little weird yesterday too. I had a feeling, man, there was something in the air. There was something in the air yesterday where I was like, man, today just doesn't feel like it's gonna be a good day. And I didn't really do great yesterday. There wasn't a whole lot that was hitting for me yesterday. I'll be honest with you. But we got it. We're going to brush ourselves off. We're going to have bad days sometimes. I'd like to win every day, but realistically, come on, folks. It's hard to win every day. It's hard out here. Let's take a look at this other super chat that is coming through. It's Rocket Sauce. Appreciate you, Rocket Sauce. He's, again, one of our longtime supporters, Patreon members. If you're thinking about joining a community of just friendly individuals who have the same goals and mindset and, playing on PrizePicks, player props, birds of a feather, all right? Cut from the same cloth. If you're looking for a family, a group like that, we got a community set up all through Patreon, guys. Link down in the description below. It's $20 a month. It's about 66, 67 cents per day. I'm putting out cheat sheets daily for you guys. I'm posting additional picks closer to tip-off for your favorite sports. In this case, NBA is the primary focus. We'll shift over to MLB once NBA is over. But yeah, that's what we got going on, man. Patreon. Appreciate everybody who's supporting through Patreon, who's watching as well. Rocket Sauce says, hey, CJ, Jalen Brunson over 12 rebounds and assists. His over 5.5 free throw makes also looks good. Not sure which is better. Thank you. Good luck and have a great weekend. All right, let's start with that first part, which was Jalen Brunson's over on his rebounds and assists. Let's take a peek at that one real quick. All right, so the over on the rebounds and assists for Jalen Brunson. You're wanting to take the over? Well, I can tell you this. Based on the math behind the odds pulled from the sports books, you've got a 50.94% chance that Jalen Brunson goes under 12 rebounds and assists. Not over, but under. Okay? So if you're thinking about taking the over, you might want to just wait a second before you push enter on your entry. It's not looking great here for the over. Let's run some projections though. Maybe that'll, clear things up a little bit. Maybe that'll sway you one way or the other. First projection on the rebounds and assists, 10.3. Well, that ain't good. That's not good if you're thinking about taking the over. Second projection for Jalen Brunson here. Rebounds and assists. 12's the line. 10.34 is the projection. So that, again, is quite a bit less than 12, right? And then a third and final projection for JB. Action Brunson. Got him at 4.9 boards plus another 7.2 for some dimes. That puts him at 12.1, which is, you know, right around the 12. That's his line. So for me, unless you're taking the under here on 12 rebounds and assists, I probably wouldn't play it at all unless you're taking the under. Almost a 51% chance that he stays under. 12 rebounds and assists is just not checking out on these projection models. But you know, you can do what you want with it. He's also looking at the 5.5 free throw makes for Jalen Brunson. I mean, based on the odds that we see here on the free throw makes, it's about a 50-50 proposition. Could go either way. Could break in your favor. Could break against you. So let's go take a look at those real quick on PrizePicks. I think you guys are kind of seeing, though, today seems like maybe it could be a little bit of a tough day. Could be a tough day. Let's hope for the best, though. 5.5 free throw makes. He's cleared this in 3 straight games. Let's go take a look at some projections for Jalen Brunson and his free throw makes. The first line that we have here, first projection, 4 on a line of 5.5. They really just don't have any love for Jalen Brunson today. The algorithms, the advanced stats and analytics behind these projections just don't see a lot of love for Jalen Brunson today. 4 projected free throw makes. Let's go check Numberfire. Guys, Numberfire has free throw make projections. They're hiding, though. They're hiding right underneath your nose. All you do is click on a player's name on Numberfire, okay? And then their player page will open up. Once you see this page, you scroll just a little. Go down to game log. Once you've reached this spot, go to today's game, 5/12/23 at Miami. You go to the FTM-A free throw made / attempt. He's got 3.8 projected free throw makes today on 4.5 attempts. So today does not look like the day to play Jalen Brunson over 5.5 free throw makes. Again, we're basing this on these projection models, which are pretty darn good for the most part. So I just don't know, man. I just don't know about either one of these Jalen Brunson plays. I guess the less on the free throw makes and maybe the less on the rebounds and assists, which goes against everything you wanted to do. Everything you wanted to do, right? Jimmy Butler still hanging out in our slip here. He was an over for more than 0.5 blocked shots based on the odds on the sports books. Not projecting the greatest, so he's going to get kicked out. But those of you who are just now getting here and tuning in, Kevin Love over 1.5 3-point makes. We liked him for going over that. Anthony Davis was projected for more than 13.5 rebounds on 2 out of 3 models. He's also a plus EV play, obviously. Again, they ain't in my entry unless they are plus EV plays, but I just want to remind you that we're looking for positive expected value plays, okay? Kyle Lowry, less than 4.5 assists. There was one projection site that had him going over this number. 2 out of 3, though, had him going under 4.5. He would be my first candidate to get kicked out of this entry today. He would be the first one to go. He'd be on the chopping block, so to speak. And then Draymond Green had some very sweet projections for him going over 23.5 points, rebounds, and assists today. So far, I don't have enough to make a 6-pick flex. And I don't even love Kyle Lowry, to be honest with you. Kevin Love, you would be after Lowry to get chopped, all right? But I'm okay riding with Dre and AD. I think those are my 2 favorite. Dre first, AD second. Then it would probably be Love third, and then it would probably be Lowry fourth, just based on the projections and the odds that we saw together here. So, Travis coming through. He's saying everyone keeps saying that Max Strus is going to go over 12.5 points today. Well, let's just see if everyone's got the right idea on Max Strus at 12.5 points. Speaking of everyone, 294 people watching. Man, I appreciate all that support. 131 likes. What's the over-under of us going over 199.5 likes before the end of the stream. 295 watching. What if I set the line at 199.5 likes? Are we taking the over or under on that? Can we do it? I think we can. Let's take a look at Travis's play and I guess everyone's play, which is Max Strus to go over 12.5 points. Well, I could see that everyone must not be using the Daily Grind Fantasy Optimizer, because everyone in this case would be going against the grain, against the odds for Max Strus here on his 12.5 points. If you want to go over on something Max Strus related, the more optimal play would be taking the over on his points and assists line of 13.5 instead of just the points at 12.5. So how about we pivot to that? Since you guys seem to think Max Strus is going to go for more than 12.5 points, but it's not a plus EV play, but his points and assists are, let's take a look at that instead. That could be a good little pivot here where the odds are at least on our side and on our favor, and we're not going against the books, right? So 51.5% chance that he goes over 13.5 points and assists. We'll look at both. We'll definitely look at both. First projection on Strus on his 12.5 point line. It ain't good. 9 points. Second projection, we're looking at the points and assists now. 10.7. So even that is less than his points and assists number today. Ugh, we're seeing a lot of disagreements, so to speak. 13.5 points and assists. We got a good projection here of 16.5 points and assists. That checks out. Here's another good projection if you're thinking about taking the over on the points. 12.5 is the line. 14.1 is the projection. So we got one under on both lines, one over on both lines. Let's take it to a third and final projection. 11.2 points. That's an under. 11.2 plus 1.9 assists. That's 13.1, which is going to be slightly less than 13.5 on the PA. So I don't know, man. Today might be tough. I'm just preparing y'all. Preparing y'all for the worst. Today might be tough. I'm just saying. Just saying. Strus is looking a little iffy to me, man. Looking iffy. Let's see. What else are you guys liking here? Jeremy, those Brunson free throws weren't looking so sweet. Careful with those. Careful with those. Dwayne, yeah, we just looked at those Brunson free throw makes. Jarrell says Brunson's free throws have been fire, getting bumped to 6. Hey, if they get bumped to 6, I might take the under, to be honest with you. All right, let's get to some of these other questions. Curry, what about Brunson and Barrett for their rebounds over? So that's one of those combo plays, right? Let's look at that one. Brunson and Barrett, you said you can combine the two and take the over on their rebounds. Here's what I don't like about these plays. We've talked about this in previous shows. So you got two players on the same team and you're expecting them to go for more in the same statistical category. In this case, they both share the rebound stat. I don't like that. For me, I would rather take like, let's see if they had like a, you know, something like this, like a Butler Brunson over rebounds, being that they're on opposite teams, opposite sides. One won't step on the other's toes. In other words, Brunson could have a really good or really bad rebound game, but it might come at the cost of the other guy, RJ Barrett in this case. One guy could have a really strong game at the detriment of his teammate, in other words. So for correlation purposes, I prefer when these players are on opposite sides or opposite teams, not when they're on the same team. Not that I'm saying it's not possible that play that you're mentioning could hit. It could hit. It could hit. Anything could happen. I'm just saying for me, I think I like when they're split up and they're on separate squads. So like a Butler Brunson over 12 rebounds. I don't know what it's projecting like, but like a Butler Brunson assist line, or you know what I mean? You get one guy from one squad, one guy from the other. That way you don't have two players stepping on each other's toes, possibly limiting each other's upside. If Barrett has a really strong game, maybe Brunson doesn't. know what I mean? So something to think about. Little strategy talk there if you're thinking about taking one of these combo plays. But let me answer your question because you took the time to ask, right? You were liking, you said Brunson and Barrett for more than 10 boards. Let's just go take a look at some projections for both of these cats real quick. Starting with Brunson. Brunson's at 4.4 rebounds. Barrett's at 5, so that's 9.4. Not good. Not if you're thinking about taking the over anyway. Brunson's rebounds are sitting at 4. Barrett's at, we'll call it 5, 4.98. So that's 9. That's not more than 10. You kind of get the gist of it. Not projecting great for those two to combine for more than 10 rebounds. In this case, you would need 11 rebounds from these two guys for the over to hit. So I think we could do better. Pepe. I think we could look for a better option. Let's see here. More questions. Let's see what we got. Who have we not talked about today? What are some players that we have not discussed? Again, just to recap, here's what we got. Love over 3-point makes, AD over boards, Lowry under assists, Green over PRA. I like Green probably the most, AD the second most, Love the third most, and then Lowry probably last of those. Yeah, I mean, JC, you could be a good under. Very true. Very true. Can we trust Duncan Robinson over 5.5 points? Some Duncan Robinson PRA love coming through. Are y'all getting all hung up on Duncan Robinson splashing some threes in that last game? Are y'all loving the fact that he had 17 in the last game? Just quick to dismiss the fact that he had just 3 and 4 points in the 2 previous games. Or like his PRA, he had 19. You're seeing the line at 7.5. He just had 19. So, of course, he's going to do it again. Despite the fact that he only had 5 and 6 PRA in the previous 2 games. Come on. You think this man's really going to go and crush again tonight? Maybe he does, but I don't know. Could be some recency bias at play here, my friends. That's all I'm saying. Let's go take a look at some numbers for Duncan Robinson, though. You got the 7.5 for the PRA. You got the 5.5 for just the points. So you're going to see that a majority of this 7.5 PRA is going to have to come from him scoring. He's going to have to be getting some buckets tonight to cover the PRA. I mean, 5.5 of the 7.5 are points. He's not going to get you many rebounds, not going to get you many assists. He might get you 1 assist, though, like Everyday Fantasy pointed out. He might be good for 1 assist. But let's run these through the optimizer real quick. I'm going to refresh, make sure we got the latest odds. You got it. Jacob, you got it. You know I'm going to go check those different projections for Duncan. All right. PRA play of 7.5 for Duncan Robinson. You got about a 51.7% chance of hitting. The over on the points, just a 50.6% chance. So out of these two, you're getting better chances, better odds that he goes over his points, rebounds, and assists at 7.5. So if you were to pick between the two, based on the odds pulled from the sports book, the PRA would probably get the nod, would be the one you would want to play over the points. Okay? More juice on the PRA. So let's go run some projections on Duncan Robinson. 9.4. The line's 7.5. Okay, that checks out. Second projection, 7.5, but just a 7.1 projection. 7.5 line, 7.1 projection. And then a third and final projection for Duncan Robinson. We're going back to number fire. Let's break out the calculator. I want to make sure we're accurate here. 6.7 points plus 1.7 boards plus 1.1 assists brings him to 9.5. So you got 2 projections that have him at 9 or more PRA. He could get in here as an honorable mention. 2 out of 3 projections do like Duncan Robinson to go over the 7.5 PRA. It is a plus EV play as well. So how about it? How about it? We'll leave him in there. going to be the biggest mistake of my life. I have a feeling Duncan Robinson is just not going to do it. Y'all didn't hear me say that, did you? G. Rasta says, what about the under on LeBron's fantasy score? Ooh, now we're playing with fire. Now we're really testing fate, huh? G. Rasta says LeBron James under fantasy score. Let's go check that one out. Now you're speaking my language. You open up his last 5 games, you see red. A bunch of red. 5 straight games, he's gone under 48.5 fantasy score. They're looking to put the nail in the coffin, though, of these Golden State Warriors. Man, do we believe in LeBron James tonight? Does he rise to the occasion when his team needs him the most? Last game, it turned into a blowout. He lost his wingman, AD. Got knocked in the head, stumbling around to the locker room. They put his big 7-foot goofy ass in a wheelchair, wheeled him out of the arena. That's AD for you. We got LeBron at 48.5 fantasy score. Let's go take a look at some projections. Maybe the under is the way to go. I mean, he's been underperforming for several games in a row, but he's still LeBron James. So we got to put some respect on his name, just a little bit, right? Let's go check him out. LeBron's fantasy score today, again, make sure, and I always mention this because not everybody knows this. If you're going to be using any kind of fantasy score projection sites, like I'm using here, make sure that you're using FanDuel projections. FanDuel scoring is the same as PrizePicks scoring for NBA. We're talking NBA only. Other sports, it's different. But FanDuel and PrizePicks pretty much the same when it comes to, or exactly the same, when it comes to NBA fantasy scoring. So the first projection on LeBron is 48.4 on a line of 48.5. Second projection for LeBron, 48.1. Boy, they got a sharp lineup today. They got a sharp lineup today, my friend. Whew. It's pretty tough. 48.1 is your second projection. Third projection for LeBron, 49.1. Guys, it's sharp. 48.5 is sharp. It's very sharp. 2 projections out of 3 said go under on LeBron James at 48.5 fantasy score. It's too close for me to take comfortably. I'm not seeing enough of a gap or an edge or an advantage or a differential for my liking. Gun to head, I guess I would take the under. The guy's been going under a lot, right? He's projected to go under on 2 out of 3 sites as well. So gun to head, you're forcing me to pick. I would say under or less. All right. Jake Jenkins says, I took the over on LeBron's fantasy score. Hey, he's still LeBron. We can't forget who this man is. I know we open up them game logs and we see nothing but red bars, but dang it. Just when you think you got him figured out, he surprises you. He might just turn into the LeBron of old. All right, let's see what else you guys got here. Looks like a lot of other fantasy score questions are popping in. While we're focused on fantasy score, let's just knock these out real quick. Jimmy Butler's fantasy score was one that was mentioned. Terry's liking the Jimmy Butler for more on his fantasy score. Phyllis Wood is liking, I'm guessing, the over for Bam's fantasy score. Junior Vasquez also liking Jimmy Butler's fantasy score. Gerson Pineda also liking Bam's fantasy score. Okay, so we got a lot of Jimmy and Bam love for fantasy score. Let's run both of the numbers for these guys real quick. Starting with Jimmy Buckets. Where is he at? 52? Ooh, that's a big number. 52 is a big number. He has hit the 52 mark in each of the last 2 games. So I would venture to say that ankle issue is far, far behind him in the rear view at this point. First 2 games, not so great. I mean, good. Definitely still good, but not great as far as hitting the over. 48.2 and 41.3 fantasy score, but he's come back with a vengeance with 58.2 and 57.9 fantasy score here. So we need a 52.1 or better on Jimmy Butler. That is such a large, that's a large number on Jimmy Butler's fantasy score. Let's see if we could get over that hump though. 52 with the first projection being 49.7, just a little underweight. Again, we're looking for 52.1 or better. We're not getting it on the first projection. Second projection, though, maybe that'll help us out. Whoo, number fire. Number fire. They got Jimmy Butler at 53.9. He is the highest projected fantasy score option on all of their projections today at 53.9. He's at the top of the charts tonight, folks. Almost 54 fantasy score. Bars. Let's run a third and final projection on Jimmy Butler, 50.69. Got any 6'9" fans in the building? 50.69. We'll call it 50.7 if you're not a 6'9" fan. That's not enough to get over 52 though. So 2 out of 3 models, guys, saying take the under on Jimmy Butler. He has gone over in his last 2 games. He's 2 for 4 in the series thus far. I don't know. I'm going to have to leave that one alone. Let's check out Jimmy Butler's sidekick, his wingman, the Robin to his Batman, which is Bam Adebayo. I mentioned I took the over on Bam Adebayo points and assists. He barely got over in the last game at 19.5. Today's at 20.5. Let's look at the fantasy score, though. What has he done in this series thus far? 26.6, 35.6, 33.4, 40.6, and 34.6. So he's actually gone over, eclipsing 34.5 fantasy score in 3 out of 5 games. Fantastic. He's also, like Jimmy Butler, hit his fantasy score in each of the last 2 games versus the Knicks, but he's got a higher hit rate in this series, clearing the over in 3 out of his last 4 games. All right, 34.6 or better, and Bam Adebayo will make it into the mix tonight. Let's see. First one, we got Bam Adebayo at 41.5 fantasy score on a line of 34.5. You got to be happy with what you're seeing there. 41.5 on a line of 34.5, 7 fantasy score different. That's massive, massive. Let's check a second projection. Adebayo at 39 fantasy score. Again, the line is just 34.5. That's still, what, 4.5 fantasy score different? That's a big advantage. Let's check this last one out here. Bam at 41.4. Jeez Louise, these projection models are loving them some Bam Bam tonight. Listen, he can make it in there. Get in there, Bam. Get in there, Bam. The water's warm. You've been invited to the pool party. Bring your bathing suit, Bam. We're in Miami tonight. Miami Beach. Hey, this is looking great, though. Unlike Jimmy Butler's line, this one's actually looking really saucy. I don't mind you taking that one. You see me, I'm taking it. I'm taking it, in fact. All right, so we got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. That's 6 picks. Now, we could roll with these 6. Put a little 20-20 on it. Turn a little 20-twin into 500 if we get all 6 right. Or we could look for more plays. We got a lot of Gabe Vincent chitter chatter going on. We got Hayes talking about Gabe Vincent's assists. He's loving that. Jake Jenkins also took Gabe's 4.0 assists. Took Curry's 4.5 assists. Steven Fernandez says Gabe Vincent got bumped down from to 11.5 points and rebounds. The over's looking nice. Carson saying we could potentially kick Lowry out. Yeah, I agree. I'm looking for something to swap out Lowry for. You're right. Wow, 317 people watching, guys. We got 160 likes. I could die a happy man if we could get 200 likes out of the 300 plus people that are watching. Can we get 2/3 of you that are watching to hit the like button? I mean, 160 of you have already done your duty, and I appreciate it. Thank you for the support. Jermaine saying take off Duncan. Wow, really? Okay. So you guys are wanting to take off Duncan. You guys are also wanting to take off Lowry. Well, we got to find some replacements if y'all want to do that. I was going to say, Jake, 4.5 assists for Steph Curry seemed very low. I was about to go snatch that. Yeah, Jeremy saying they got too many Miami players. You're right. You're right. We can kick Lowry out. Bam has just taken Lowry's spot. I like Bam's fantasy score. Duncan, you're still a little iffy for me. Yeah, I'm still a little torn on Duncan. Here's how I'd rank him, I guess, based on what we've seen, you know, on these projections and plus EV and all that other stuff. I'd probably say like Bam's got to be up there. I don't know if he's number 1, but he's at the top of the list. Draymond's also at the top of the list. After that, maybe AD, then K Love. You could probably swap them out. And then Duncan would probably be my last favorite out of these 5. A lot of D'Angelo Russell talk. You're wanting to take the over at 5 assists. Man, I just don't want him to be in the entry and him tie at 5 assists. You know what I'm saying? He's gone under in each of the last 2 games too. Ooh. You're wanting to take the over on this? Let me check it out. Let me check it out before I knock it. Let me try it before I knock it. First projection, or I should say optimizer. The optimizer says to take the over on D'Angelo Russell's assists at 5. 52.3% chance that he goes over 5 dimes tonight. Okay, he's at 5.5 on the sports books. 5 on PrizePicks. So the over is definitely the optimal way to play it if you're going to play it. Let's check out some projections on D'Angelo Russell. First projections got him at 5.7 assists on a line of 5. That's more than 5. Yeah, give you that. I'd give you that. Second projection, 5.2. That's closer to 5 than it is 6 in this case. Not what you really want to see. And then this last projection got him at 6.1. He'll be an honorable mention for me. Maybe I'll take him in a separate slip, but I don't want to put him in my 6th pick. I don't want that sucker tying, dropping exactly 5 assists, and then, you know, hell, we might end up with a 10x, which is still good, but, you know, we're going for 25 on this protected play. We're going for 25 times my money. Is Bam a lock? No. Mozzie, if I told you he was a lock, I'd be a Nostradamus or something. I'd have a crystal ball to be able to, I'd have to have something like that to be able to tell you he's a lock. You know what I mean? I'd have to be able to travel into the future and see Bam go for over 34.5 fantasy score and then travel back to present day. And then I could tell you, yeah, it's a lock. But I don't have that sort of technology yet. I don't have those capabilities, my friend. So nothing's a lock until, you know, it actually hits. Then it's a lock. We'll know at the end of the game if it's a lock or not. For now, we don't know if it's a lock. I wouldn't say it's a lock. No, that'd be foolish of me to do. Blake said, what about Action Brunson for more than 45 fantasy score? Let's go check that one out. He's at 40 PRA. Let me go back to Mozzie real quick. Here's what I'm trying to tell you. You've seen tacos fail, correct? Tacos, discounted player projections. You've seen those fail and sell, right? There ain't no locks. If that can fail and if that can sell, anything can. So no, there are not any locks. I mean, Bam could go out there and twist his ankle in the first quarter and the hell, man, my lock claim would just go right out the window. But let's look at Brunson. He's at 45.5 fantasy score. Let's run some projections on him because we're still looking. We're still on the hunt here. We're not ready to hit submit yet on our risk-free play. This first projection on Jalen Brunson's 38.3. That is a far cry from being more than 45.5. Second projection for Jalen Brunson's 45.1. That's a little better, but still not where we need him to be. That's still less than 45.5. Third and final projection, 42.7. We got 3 projections on Jalen Brunson under 45.5. I know what he's been doing in the last 2 games, y'all. And if you think he keeps it going tonight, well, then go against all the projections. The hell with them. Take him over then and say, hey, you stupid projections, you don't know anything. Brunson's been hitting the last 2 games. He's going to keep doing it again tonight. Maybe that's what you think. Go with that if you want. I'm just saying it don't look good enough for me to take it. So I'm going to leave it alone. Not taking the over. I'm just not going to take it at all. Fading is a fine option. You got more, less, and you also got the opportunity to just walk away. In this case, I'm going to exercise that liberty. I'm going to walk away from that one. Benny Ruiz says, check out Kyle Lowry Canary. The hell does that mean? He's got a pet bird? Kyle Lowry Canary over. What? We need some non-Heat players. Can we get some non-Heat players? We got 3 Haitians in here. What about LA? What about Golden State? What about New York? Looking for something that's not a Miami Heat player. I think we got some decent little, three decent Heat options in here. I'm seeing some Dennis Schroeder chatter going on. Let's see what Schroeder's been up to. All right, 3 out of 5 games against Golden State, he's gone over 10.5 points. So you guys are liking this one. Let me check out some Dennis Schroeder here. Let's see what the top option is, what the most plus EV Dennis Schroeder move could be. Well, you got the under on his PRA at 16.5. You could go that route. You've also got Schroeder for those who want to take something over. 51.78% chance that he goes over his points and rebounds. So they don't like the PRA, but they do like the PR. So if you're leaving the assists off and just taking the points and rebounds at 12.5, well, that looks like an overplay. But if you're including the assists on the PRA, 16.5 is the line. The under looks like your way to go. So both of these have about the same odds of hitting. 51.78 versus 51.84. Let's run some Dennis Schroeder projections real quick. We need something outside of Miami, don't we? You can't have all Heat. So the points and rebounds. They said take the over on that joint. Yeah, that's not looking good. First projection's 10.9 on a line of 12.5. Let's check a second projection on Dennis Schroeder. His points and rebounds, 12.5, projected for 15. Well, there's a big over for you. So we got 1 under, 1 over on Dennis Schroeder. And then we got, 10.2 points, 3 points, 2.8 rebounds, and 4.4 dimes, 17.5. So, man, I don't know. 17.5 on the PRA. We got this PRA at 19.3. We got this PRA at 14.4. Man, his projections are all over the place, man. It's messy. Dennis Schroeder's projections are everywhere. Everywhere. I don't like that. Too spread out for me, man. Pause. Dave Gutierrez likes Max Strus for over 7.5 3-point attempts. He's had 10 attempts in his last 3 games. Now, this is not what we were looking for. It's another Miami Heat prop, but let's go look at it anyway. Dave, thank you for the super chat. Maybe Dave's pick replaces Duncan Robinson's PRA. So here's what you could do. You could go to props.cash if you're a props.cash user. You go to the 3-point category. You switch it from all games, go to New York at Miami. And then you go find the man in question here, which is Max Strus. And then you can kind of take a look at what he's done just in his playoff games. Scroll down. You're going to have the 3-point make chart here. New York's defense here. Keep scrolling down, though. And then you'll reach a 3-point attempts chart right here. So here's his 3-point attempts. Now, Dave's wanting to take the over at 7.5. And true to what Dave said, Strus has gone over in 3 straight games. He had 10, 10, and 10. Shot 3 for 10, 4 for 10, and 4 for 10. But we don't care about the makes. We're just looking at the attempts in this case. And you've seen his attempts go from 5 to 7. And now they've sort of plateaued in 3 straight games at 10 in each game. So this could be a good option. Now, luckily for you, Mr. Gutierrez, I do have access to some projections for such a prop. So let's go ahead and go back to Number Fire. Again, kind of like those free throw makes, there are 3-point attempt projections hiding right underneath your nose here on Number Fire. If you click Max Strus's name, it'll open up a new window. Again, scroll down, go to game log. You'll see this upcoming game, 5-12-23 against New York. Here's what we got. 2.6 makes on 6.9 attempts from 3-point range. So the line's 7.5. They've got him projected to shoot or take at least 7 threes tonight. Okay. 194. Ooh, 194 likes on 319 viewers. Guys, we're almost there. We're almost there. I can feel it down in my plums. Eastbound and Down reference for those of y'all who watched. But anyway, Strus is projected for 6.9 3-point attempts. Let's check another projection out real quick. In this case, we're going to go to RotoWire. Shout out to RotoWire. RotoWire laced me up with some nice swag recently. I might do a little giveaway. I might pay it forward to you guys. Do some RotoWire swag giveaway for you, maybe. Maybe some PrizePicks swag giveaway. Anybody interested in that? In acquiring hats, shirts, beanies, things of that nature? Let me know if that would be something you'd be interested in. Max Strus's 3-point attempts here on RotoWire at 8.2. So they like him to attempt more than 7.5. Number Fire liked him to attempt less than 7.5 3-point attempts. So maybe we kick Duncan. Do you want to kick Duncan Robinson out at 7.5 PRA for Max Strus over 7.5 3-point attempts? Do we want to do that? Let me know. Take a minute for you guys to process that question. Strus over 7.5 3-point attempts or Duncan Robinson over 7.5 PRA? If you're watching live, I'd appreciate your input. Nobody's speaking up just yet. People are scared. They don't know what to pick. Hey, Jose, you must have gotten here late, brother. You must have gotten here late because we already talked about Curry's rebounds and assists. You weren't present. You were tardy. You were tardy to class. Therefore, I'm going to have to write you a tardy slip, man. You got detention after school today. Sorry about it. But you do, because you showed up late. I'm just playing. But we did talk about that one. Not enough for me to love. Kick Duncan off. Last in Limbo says kick Duncan off. Jarrell says take the Strus over Duncan. Nicole says go Duncan. America runs on Duncan. Yes on Strus. All right. Yeah, I know. He's a spammer. He's not only late for school, but he's also a spammer. How about that? All right, let's kick Duncan Robinson off. Let's hope Max Strus comes out shooting. That's what we need. We need him to shoot. Duncan going over today for back-to-back games. So for the first time in the series, Chris Roman says Duncan Robinson's going over. All right. Let's see here. We got to address our next super chat here. Dave, I'm going to take it, buddy. I'm going to take Dave Gutierrez's suggestion of Max Strus over 7.5 3-point attempts. Last in Limbo, he's liking Klay Thompson under PR. We're all waiting for Klay Thompson to show up. Is today game 6? Today's game 6, isn't it? Isn't it a game 6? Oh, but it's on the road. Ooh, but it's on the road, man. Ooh. And you know, Clay's not that guy on the road. Typically not as good on the road as he is at home. Will Clay ever wake up? I don't know. As the world turns. Let's take a look here at some Klay Thompson. You're saying take the under on the points and rebounds. Let's do it. Let's take a look at that one. The hell did your super chat go? Oh, there we go. Under on the points and rebounds for Klay. He's at 26.5 points plus rebounds. 50.2% chance that he goes under. So again, this is almost essentially a coin flip prop based on the odds pulled from the sports books. The math behind the odds say you got about as good of a chance of flipping a quarter and making your decision on Klay Thompson under points and rebounds or over points and rebounds. But luckily for you, we've got some projection models that we can take a look at that I trust a little bit more than flipping a quarter, okay? 27.9 points and rebounds. That's more than 26.5. I know you're wanting to take the under, but that first projection's looking like an over to me, my friend. Second projection's got him barely limping past 26.5 at 26.78. I mean, Clay's got to wake up at some point, right? He's got to wake up eventually. Third and final projection, we got him at 19.4 points plus another 4.6 boards. That brings Klay to 24 points in rebounds, which is just not enough. So the under on Klay Thompson might be the way to go. I mean, but these projections are kind of all over the place on Klay. We actually had two projections that were slightly over the 26.5. Number Fire doesn't think Klay's going to have a good game tonight. They've got him going under 26.5. But I'm looking for a better plus EV option than this. One that's projecting better than this. Last in limbo. If you want to take the under on Klay Thompson, do so sparingly. Maybe put him in one flex play. I wouldn't power this. Doesn't look good enough for a power play to me. Oh, Jose, you were at work. Oh, that's why you're spamming the chat, because you were at work. Oh, that makes perfect sense. Of course. Dominic says, what about Julius Randle? Under on 3-point makes at 2.5. At home, I wouldn't take it, but the bet away looks good. Bet. Okay, let's go take a look here at Julius Randle. Randle, 2.5 has been pretty much where his 3-point line has been all series long here. I've dabbled with it. I took the over one game. He did not go over 2.5 3-point makes. In this case, at the 2.5 3-point mark for Julius Randle, 51.3% chance that he goes over this line. All right. I know you said take the under, but I'm just letting you know what the odds on these sports books are saying. They're saying take the over here at a 51.3% chance. That ain't a big chance, but it's slightly favoring the over. So let's go run some projections. We'll run those up just like you guys ran those likes up. Appreciate you guys getting us over 200 likes, man, while we're live. That's incredible. That's tremendous support. I guess you really do like what I'm doing here. Thank you for that. Randall's projection, 2.5 3-point makes. That is exactly what his line is today, so that doesn't tell us much. Second projection on Julius Randle, 2.78. Again, his line is 2.5. Barely, a little bit over 2.5. Third and final projection for Randle, we got him at 2.3. I'm not convinced, man. Based on the projection models, I'm not convinced that he's going to go over 2.5. The optimizer says take the over at 2.5. But like you said, you know, him playing on the road, that might be the difference in whether or not he goes over or under. Let's just take a look at some of his shot charts here for 3-point makes. And here's what we can do. These are all the games that he's appeared in the playoffs. When he is at home, which is not the case tonight, he's playing on the road. When he's at home, 2 for 4 throughout the playoffs. And 2 for 2 against Miami, even more important. When he is on the road, 2 for 5. And he's 0 for 2 against the Heat. 0 on May 6th, 1 on May 8th, both games in Miami. So to your point, against the Heat on the road, he has not done well. You are correct in that assessment. Here's just throughout the regular season. He played Miami 4 times in Miami. He only went over 1 time. He had a crazy game. He went off for 8 3-point makes in that game. Outside of that crazy game, he's only had 1, 0, and 1 in his next 3 games played in Miami on the road. So, hey, I can definitely get behind it, Dominic. I could see why you're liking the under on Julius Randle at 2.5 3-point makes playing on the road in Miami today. I know, Carson, we had to put somebody in detention on Flex Friday, man. I hate having to do that. But when you're late to class, man, you're late to class. Mitchell Robinson under points, rebounds, and assists. Now, 1 game ago, I took the over on Mitchell Robinson at 8.5 rebounds, and he came up big. But we did see Mitchell Robinson kind of laboring a little bit. It looked like he got a little bit banged up or something. I forget what exactly happened to him, but Mitchell Robinson looked like he was feeling a little beat up or something. I forget the exact injury, but I guess he's going to be okay. He's not on the injury report. You're thinking about taking the under on his PRA last in limbo? What if I told you that you have barely, just a better, slightly better chance of flipping a coin on this over Mitchell Robinson's 15.5 PRA? A little bit better than a coin flip on the over for his PRA. I know you're wanting to take the under. And actually, the most optimal way to take Mitchell Robinson today looks like the PR, the points and rebounds. If this one checks out, he could definitely jump into our 6-pick protected play for Flex Friday. 52.2% chance that Robinson goes over 14.5 points and rebounds. So if we got projections of 15 or better, I'm all about him trying to get me some cheddar. That's another bar for you folks out there who are bar respecters. I just keep spitting them. I can't help it. I can't help it. The bars come out of me. All right. 15.8 is his projection. I'm getting crazy with the keyboard right now. 15.8 is his projected points and rebounds. Again, the line is 14.5. Second projection for Robinson, 16.5 points and rebounds. Guys, he's got some sweet looking projections thus far. Mitchell Robinson might be entering in my 6-pick here. 6.8 points plus another 9.0 rebounds, 15.8. Yeah, at 14.5 points and rebounds, Mitchell Robinson has been promoted to the starting lineup. I'm putting him in there. I mean, we're scraping, we're digging, we're scratching, we're clawing for plays here. This guy's a plus EV play. He's projecting for well over 14.5 points and rebounds on 3 different models. That's the kind of play that I want to give me the best chance to win. So we got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. I'm doing it. Sending it before the lines change. Tired of looking. Tired of deliberating here. Here's what we got. My Flex Friday protected play. Officially, 1:44 p.m. Eastern time. K-Love for more than 1.5 3-point makes. Anthony Davis for more than 13.5 boards. We got Draymond Green for more than 23.5 PRA. Bam Adebayo for more than 34.5 fantasy score. Max Strus for more than 7.5 3-point attempts. Shout out to Dave Gutierrez for that pick. And then last but not least, our latest addition to the squad, Mitchell Robinson for more than 14.5 points and rebounds. That's what I'm playing. You guys play what you want. Take the ones that you like out of here, and maybe you combine them with some picks that you feel good about. But last in limbo, I like Mitchell Robinson based on the odds, based on all the projections, more than points and rebounds than I do under or less points, rebounds, and assists. Think that looked juicy. Think that looked juicy. Oh boy, Atlanta Clips has reached the point where his messages are automatically being deleted by the bot. God dog, you've done spam so much. The bot said, hey, we're just going to start deleting your messages, man. You pissed the bot off. Once you piss the bot off, I mean, I can't put the bot back in the box. Once the bot's loose, you in trouble. And he's on your ass. He is on your ass, Atlanta Clips. That bot don't like you. You done pissed him off. Charles, I appreciate you not liking my 6 pick. The good news is that once it's all said and done, if all these picks miss, I'll get my 20 bucks back tomorrow. I'll get it back tomorrow. Dominic Diggler says, thanks for checking. I appreciate it. Good luck, everyone. Dominic, I appreciate you leaving another super chat for me again. Appreciate everybody being here. Here's what we landed on. Take what you like from here. Leave the rest for me. You see what I took. I took all 6 of them. You ain't got to take them, but I'm taking them. Good luck to everybody out there. If you're in Patreon, if you're a Discord Patreon member, I'll be posting more picks closer to tip-off tonight, as well as MLB and NBA cheat sheets for you to help with your player prop choices, your PrizePicks betting selections. I'll be doing all that for you guys. Thank you so much for everybody joining me. Appreciate all the support. We'll catch you in the next one, guys. Peace out.